All right, all right, all right. I said, all right. I get it. It's great. All right, it's good. Yeah, we are online here. We're going live video starting on the Facebook. It's great. You see the vertical on YouTube. It's fantastic. Wow, I love it. Uh, this is cool. Uh, 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 pop out the module, you dumbass. Uh, yeah. Pop it out, pop it out. Well, I gotta take a second to get everything situated here now. You know, it takes some time with all these Tecmo gadgets. Boy, I'll tell you what. Fred Blyan, Jim Barrett Jr., welcome. Jim Barrett, I saw you in the chat yesterday. Good to see you again. Let me just get this stuff situated. There we go. Should do the trick. Okay. So, the Maga crime party is trying to say that it's fraud. Fraud is everywhere. There's so much fraud. There's fraud in the air so much you can smell it. You can smell the fraud, people. We can smell it just every time the wind turns. The smell of fraud. Wait, that's just my BO. So, which is amazing because the bullshit has reached such an excessive level that even bald Britain here, Steve Hilton, the governor candidate, has had to be like, no, actually, it's quite good. We are doing well with the elections. Oh, Equeer, good to see you again. So let's see what he had to say. Of course there's an ad. Fucking. You know, I'm of a mind that if I see ads on YouTube, I'm just not going to buy it. They should know they're doing the fraud. I'm glad you bring that up, Equeer. I will get to that in a bit.
Just in terms of where you stand,
wow,
are you
this is
that there's fraud
horrible
right now,
quality. There we go.
Or are you just, hey, frustrated that the count is slow, but that you believe the process is fair?
Yeah, so look, there's so many things wrong with the system. I've been saying all along that we take it very seriously because we don't want to let people down, and we've been very vigilant on it. We're keeping an eye on it. We've got teams standing by, lawyers
We've got teams standing by. We've got lawyers
standing by, and actually it's the same answer that actually I've been giving for a few days now. We've seen nothing that would give us cause to intervene in that way, but more.
Why does he sound like a very effeminate Simon Pegg, you know? I'm just waiting for him to grab a pint and wait for this whole thing to blow over, right?
More importantly than that, Bill Asaley, the U.S. attorney, who's actually got the full weight, we're just a campaign, he's got the full weight of the Justice Department, and he's there and he's taking a look at it. And I trust that if there is anything that needs to be investigated, that he will make sure it happens. But I think the real point is that this whole system needs to be improved. At the end of last week, I actually offered Gavin Newsom a suggestion for how we could speed things up, because one of the reasons it's so slow is that it's done county by county. There just aren't enough people in the office.
Yeah, correct. I mean, this is a state where there was like damn near 10 million ballots to count, and you're doing it county by county, hand counted in most places. That's not a process that's going to be fast.
Is doing the counting. One reason for that is
even if you get like Vegas card dealers, you're not going to be able to count that shit that fast.
Because you've got a lot of complexity, because there's a lot of signature verification. One way around that, we can actually vote for in November in California, voter ID. That
voter ID is and always has been bullshit. Voter ID has been a solution looking for a problem. The problem is not voter fraud. It is, even Republicans' own studies have shown that it's like 0.000001% of a problem. And even if we had voter ID, the people who are more likely to get in trouble are Republicans, because they are the liars, they are the fraudsters, they are the cheaters, they are the party of pedophiles. We'll get to that in a minute.
Would remove the need for all the signature verification. That would really speed things up. So there's a lot of sensible things we could do to avoid this kind of fiasco. And that's really what it is. It's making California look like a laughing stock around the world. None of us
Thank you,
want
Fred
that.
Leon.
So I'm looking
I
for
always come
positive,
prepared with my
practical
facts.
changes we can make to the system to speed it up, but also to prevent the opportunity for people to look at what's going on and say, look, there's got to be something fishy.
See, so even he's calling bullshit on all of this stuff. I mean, why wouldn't he? He's winning. For him to say that it's fraud that he's winning would just throw cold water on his election. So this is what the guy who is in the actual election, who is personally endorsed by Trump, is saying. Let's see what the very sane people in the Republican pedo party are now saying.
Frankly, you have to prove if there was cheating, and clearly that's something that you would have to do in California or anywhere else for that matter. But the fact that it takes days, literally days, to be able to count votes in a state like California, when there are other states around the country who do that very quickly and get an outcome and a result, it's incompetence if nothing else. And whether or not there was actual rigging is something that have to be proven. But clearly, this is a system in California that doesn't work and doesn't inspire confidence and trust in voters.
And again, he's pouring cold water on this whole thing.
And clearly, that's something that you would have to do in California or anywhere else for that matter if there was cheating. And clearly, that's something that you would have to do in California or anywhere else for that matter.
Right, even he's pouring cold water on this whole thing. The problem, the main complaints have been how long it takes to count the fucking votes. If anything, that's proof that there's not bad shit happening. I mean, you're not going to go to do a fucking... Criminals aren't going to go and do a goddamn bank robbery, and then they're just sitting in the car while they're in the bank vault, like, nah, you know what? I got a couple more rounds on the switch to hit here. They'll be fine inside. Meanwhile, they're in a full-on standoff with the police. It's like, no, don't come in now. Don't come in. Just give us 5 days. 5 days. Yeah, that's all we need. Can we do 5 days? Okay, 3, 2. Why are you counting down? 1. Psh, oh shit! Like, it's so insane. To think that is that with it being so slow that's what's the problem is. And then furthermore, these complaints that are legitimate, it does take a long time to count the ballots. Again, it's some 10 million fucking ballots. You're getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands at these county offices, which have bare bones staff, because the state of California and local LA authorities here have cut the budgets for these offices so they can feed it all to the fucking endless maw that is the LAPD and the CPD. So, yeah, no fucking wonder it takes a long time. Now, what's going to happen here is liberals are going to take these complaints about, oh, but it's taking so long to vote. We should do some changes here and therefore give credibility to Republicans. Republicans have absolutely no fucking credibility when it comes to voter fraud. I'll get to that in a minute, too. 6-7. Oh my God, someone's in my chat doing 6-7. What does it mean? What does 6-7 mean? Tell me. Tell me. I don't get it. It's everywhere. Everywhere I look. There's 6-7 in the sky. There's 6-7 on my watch. There's 6-7 carved into the haircut of my dog's back. What does 6-7 mean? It's everywhere. Undocumented immigrants aren't going to risk 5 years in prison plus deportation unless you pay them a lot. There would be paper trails. Correct. Voter fraud is an extremely easy case to prove because it's all a paper trail. So, yeah, it's a huge risk with, like, literally no return on investment. I mean, yes, every vote counts, but so many of these bigger elections, again, look at Rahman and Bashara, you need thousands for so many of these votes. The one example, even Al Gore. Right, needed what was it, 512? You can't just stuff 512 ballots and that not be seen. Still post and welcome. Equare, is the audio better now? It's so weird. It seems to be really low on YouTube, but I don't understand why. Because on my end, it looks plenty loud. River, why do you get so triggered over this fucking flag? You guys are such fucking losers. If you're getting triggered over this flag, you have bigger problems to worry about, okay? It's a colorful flag. It looks beautiful. You don't even know me. So how about this? Fuck right off. This flag rules. You fucking drool. So Spencer Pratt got almost the exact same vote share as Trump in 2024. But sure, fraud. This is the same. Again, they'll claim fraud on anything because they're a bunch of sore fucking losers that have never actually had to work a day in their lives. They cannot win fair. They have to cheat at fucking everything. So anytime something doesn't go their way, baby brain mode kicks in and they claim fraud. Put the Germany's flag, 1940? Haha, nice try. But we actually piss on that one and burn it, just like we do to all Nazis. Anyway, Trump's approval rating is in a free fall. Gosh, I wonder why he would not get votes. I wonder why the people tied to a historically unpopular pedophile president would not get a lot of votes. Wow, so fucking crazy. In a blue state, in a blue city, I just can't believe that people who support a Republican pedophile and who are endorsed by that Epstein best friend would get a low number of votes. So crazy. So crazy, right? So this is why we cannot trust anything that the Republican pedophile party has to say when it comes to voter fraud, because they're the ones doing it every single fucking time. Florida woman accused of changing voters' party affiliation from Dem to GOP. River, you going to comment about this? You're so worried about fraud. Here's your voter fraud. What are you going to comment? I used to be a Nazi, but I got my act together in prison. Why, did you get butt fucked and you start liking this flag? What happened to you, buddy? A Central Florida woman is accused of submitting false voter registration information that switched the party affiliations of voters without their knowledge, sheriff's investigators said. Cheryl A. Hall, 63, who worked for an organization that helps register voters, turned herself in to Lake County Sheriff's officials Thursday, according to court records. She's charged with 10 felony counts of submission of false voter registration information. A day earlier, Lake County officials had announced that 119 false voter registration applications had been filed. Now, this is actually enough to flip some local elections. This is absolutely enough. 119 votes. That's enough to flip some small local elections. Judges, hell, even district attorneys, sheriffs, things like that. Hall submitted the forms to Lake County Supervisor of Elections Office, authorities said. Elections officials flagged the forms because they included incorrect information, including birthdays, social security numbers, or driver's license numbers. So again, this is why voter ID is a problem in search of a solution. Wait a minute, I have that backwards. A solution in search of a problem, because a vast majority of the time, when there is actual voter fraud, it gets caught, and guess what? It's fucking Republicans. I don't know big talk about politician. Then why the fuck are you in this chat? You're in this chat getting triggered over a fucking flag and getting rage baited into boosting my engagement. Again, it's 5:15 p.m. on an evening when you could be out doing literally almost anything else. Germany flag in 1940 had the pushing eagle flag on it. Otherwise, it's unchanged. There's a very well-known flag for Germany in the 1940s that does not match the description you're talking about, good sir. Methinks you don't know what you're talking about, James Irwin. Republican election denier Tina Peters sentenced to 9 years in prison for voting data scheme. Again, Republicans every single time. Pennsylvania man convicted of fraud for voting twice in 2020 presidential election. A Lehigh Valley man faces possible prison time after a federal jury convicted him of election fraud offenses on Wednesday. Federal prosecutor said 32-year-old Matthew Lace, who now lives in Bethlehem, voted twice for President Trump in the 2020 election, doing so in 2 different states. Again, Republicans. MAGA Republican who backed Trump's false voter fraud claims gets $5,000 fine for illegally voting 9 times. Not an immigrant, not a trans person. This is a Republican pedophile voting for his Epstein pal best friend for office. Yet again, Republicans. Ex-Turning Point exec who challenged ballot integrity is sentenced for election fraud. Austin Smith, once an Arizona state representative and deputy to Charlie Kirk, was barred from running for office for 5 years for submitting fake signatures for his own re-election bid. Again, Republicans. Contrary to claims you may have heard out of the MAGA movement, the face of election fraudulence is not a person of color or a perceived enemy of Donald Trump, but instead a preppy white man from one of the most well-heeled political organizations in the country. Austin Smith, who served in the Arizona House while also working for far-right activist group Turning Point USA's nonprofit branch, Turning Point Action, pleaded guilty in November to attempted fraudulent schemes and practices and to illegal signing of election petitions. As I explained at the time, Smith's plea to election-related fraud charges was particularly rich when you consider that TPUSA has played a major role in lobbying false allegations of election rigging at Democrats. Smith was sentenced Tuesday morning, getting probation, a fine, and a ban on running for office for the next 5 years. Who is Epstein? He sounds like a really good, chill dude. Oh, River. The imposter has been cited. River, you are a creepy motherfucker. You come in here hating on this flag and then loving on a convicted sexual pedophile. You're sus, bud. You're sus. So again, this is a Republican. Again, a Republican. Wisconsin absentee ballot fraud. Harry Waite sentenced to 3 years probation. Walworth County judge sentenced My monitor died. 72-year-old Harry Waite to 3 years of probation on Tuesday for election fraud and identity theft. In March, a jury found Waite guilty of 2 misdemeanor counts of election fraud and 1 felony count of identity theft. Waite admitted to requesting 22 absentee ballots for Assembly Speaker Robin Voss, who is a Republican, by the way, and Racine Mayor Corey Mason via the state's MyVote website, claiming he did it publicly to expose security vulnerabilities. Yeah, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. River, I get it. You're a pedophile. You're a pedophile. You're triggered by a flag because you're projecting your own sick, disgusting, rapist fantasies onto a very cool crowd of people in the LGBTQ community. You don't gotta defend it, brother. You don't gotta convince me more. You're a pedophile. I get it. I wish that you didn't exist, but I get it.
A judge today sentencing Harry Waite. Waite's the man who said...
Also, his name is Harry Waite. Why not just Harry Taint?
He wanted to expose voter fraud, but instead was convicted of that very crime.
Jason Calvi tells us what the Walworth County judge decided.
The question for the judge, jail or probation? The Wisconsin Department of Justice, the prosecutors in this case, wanted Harry Waite locked up.
It's necessary to send a message to the public that we are serious about protecting their identities.
In March, a jury convicted Harry Waite of 3 crimes, and he risked more than 6 years in prison.
I would do it again and again and again because I believe it's a fundamental right of people to engage in civil disobedience when their government is wrong.
So there you have it. He's admitting that he would commit more crimes if he's let go, and the judge decides to let him go. Wow, I can't believe a white judge looking like this with a fucking hairline that looks like it can land a 747 would have a shitty opinion.
The judge sentenced Waite to no jail, but 3 years probation. During that time, he won't be able to vote.
He chose to bring attention to those perceived flaws by committing crimes instead of through non-criminal methods.
Harry didn't wait. Nice. Guarantee you this fucking piece of shit judge would do the exact opposite if that guy was black. I guarantee you, you go through this judge's record and he 100% is going to punish black people with jail time and let white people walk with probation. Do you talk to everyone like that, or you're just on your period today? Wow, good one, River. You got me. As a straight white man, I'm totally on my period. You guys are so fucking creepy. You're the one coming in here defending a fucking pedophile, and you're like, oh, why are you picking on me? Why are you picking on me? I don't understand. I just came in here and said that I like Epstein. Why are you picking on me? Yeah, I pick on you because you're a pedophile, dude. You're a pedophile, and you shouldn't be breathing the same air as us.
Or means.
In 2022, Harry Waite admits he went into the state's MyVote page and ordered absentee ballots for others without their permission. Wisconsin Speaker Robin Voss and Racine Mayor Corey Mason. He says he wanted to expose vulnerabilities in the state's system. Prosecutors say he clearly broke the law by filling out the form and certifying he was who he actually wasn't.
Mr. Waite, one of the things the judge said was the issue of whether this is going to encourage other people to follow suit. What would you say to others that might be considering doing what you did?
Well, I won't recommend it. You know, I've got like $130-some thousand into this in my own money.
Good.
And I did it for the people.
But this might not be the end of the case of Harry Waite. He tells me he wants to appeal. In Walworth County, Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
So there you go. Republican who admitted he's going to commit more crimes, and the judge lets him walk. This is why Republicans feel so emboldened to commit crimes, to rape children, to commit voter fraud, to commit terrorist attacks, because there's never any pushback. Where are the Democrats talking about this kind of shit? When was the last time Chuck Schumer? When was the last time Hakeem Jeffries? Hell, when was the last time AOC, when we're talking about voter fraud? When was the last time Karen Bass or Javier Becerra, when we're talking about voter fraud, talks about people like this? River, talking about Jeffrey Epstein, how you think he's a cool dude, is not humor. It's you just being a fucking creep. Mark Mills, this is Father's Appreciation Month, because guess what? Gay people can have kids. I mean, you wouldn't know because you're fucking an incel and never fuck. So, but I'm happy that you can celebrate our gay community having kids. Happy Father's Day on Happy Pride Month. Good for them. Trump attorney begs for evidence of election fraud in California. Again, this gives the game away. If the voter fraud was out there, you wouldn't be begging the fucking public for evidence, right? Because the evidence would be there. You'd be able to see it with your own eyes. You'd be able to go through the voter rolls. You'd be able to go through the ballots and say, ah, this one's fraud, this one's fraud, this one's fraud. But that never actually fucking happens. First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Asaley, who oversees 500 attorneys, went on the Glenn Beck program on Monday to beg listeners to help him find evidence of voter fraud. When was this written? This came out today. Tell me what credible allegations exist to warrant a formal federal investigation in California, Beck asked Asaley. Number one, election fraud is not a theory. It is a real thing. Election fraud happens every year. Yeah, and it's Republicans, as we saw. California is a fraudster's paradise. Really? Then why are all these fraudsters not in California? So weird, right? Whoops. Anybody can register to vote in the state of California. You don't have to have a social security number. That's not true. You don't need a driver's license number. That's not true. Then California has done universal vote by mail. That is true, which means if you're on the voter rolls, you're going to get one mailed to you whether you want it or not. And that is also not true because they do verify this stuff on the back end to see who is determined eligible for voting and who is not. They put millions of ballots out in the mail. See, this is just propaganda. I'm not even going to read this horse shit. That's why they have to say all this shit. That's why I have to run their fucking mouth, just like these MAGA pedophiles like Mark Mills and River in my chat. You guys have to come in here and yap all this bullshit because the simple fact is you are the party of pedophiles and you are the party of voter fraud. Every single fucking time you guys are behind. Whenever there's a crime, it's you guys. It's like that bit in Harry Potter where McGonagall's like, why is it whenever something happens, it is always you three? Because you guys are the criminals. Do you support trans? You're goddamn right I support trans people. Fuck yeah, baby. Go trans! Go trans people. Do it. Reminder that every Republican electoral victory is a result of cheating, from relentless billionaire-funded propaganda to voter suppression and intimidation to gerrymandering to whatever must did in 2024. If we lived in a real democracy, this ideology wouldn't even exist. Correct. If we lived in a real democracy, we would have a Democratic Party that fights back against this shit. And every time someone says voter fraud, you could come back with these specific instances of real voter fraud. And we could then say, actually, yeah, there is voter fraud, and it's Republicans. And even when you guys do it, you get caught, which is what would happen if it were anywhere else. Brenda, is that a serious question? Look at this flag. Do you think I voted for Trump? I'm out here calling Trump a pedophile. Do you think I voted for Trump? What's going on here? Where's the disconnect here, Brenda? What's going on?
Showers and downpours developing.
Shut up. So, meanwhile, in the House of Representatives with this fucking creep.
I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm saying it stinks to high heaven, and everybody knows that. Let's remove the appearance of impropriety. Let's have what a concept. Let's have votes on an election the day of the election. That's what many states are able to do. I think California is playing around with this.
But what evidence is there to prove that there was rigged?
Look, I don't. Some of these efforts.
Oh, that's Oh, what's his name? Mani Raju? I think he's with Mehdi Hassan's group, Zedio.
Diabolical and so far upstream.
Wait a minute, what was his?
Look, some of these efforts are so diabolical and so far upstream that it's impossible to prove. But I think.
What evidence is there that there's anything going on? Listen, it's so fucking evil. I can't even talk about it. I can't talk about it. It's like Fight Club, but secret. Because if I talk about it, you're going to find out that I'm full of shit. That's what this all comes down to. River, if I don't have an audience, why the fuck are you here? Again, you could be doing anything else. You could go out and be getting bitches, and instead, you're getting trolled in my comments. I'm rage baiting you for engagement. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. And you have nothing. You're a pedophile. You're in my chat crying, getting rage baited, and you have no fucking life because it's 5:30 and you're in my stream. But hey, like I say to every one of you pedophiles, I'm so glad you're here because this means that the children in your neighborhood are not in danger as long as you stay here. I do not like Trump. My mama said he is a bad guy. Well, Brenda, your mama sounds like she's got a point there.
Everybody knows instinctively something is wrong here, and that's a concern. We need people to believe in the integrity of our election system.
We need people to believe in the integrity of our election system. Now listen to me come up with some bullshit about why it's not. Like, come the fuck on. These people are so stupid and creepy.
So does the tip of the iceberg.
Speaking of fraud, the president keeps saying that there's election fraud in the California mayoral race. What evidence is there to prove that?
You tell me, Manu. They are.
You tell me. Jesus Christ. River, here's funny, River. This guy is asked for evidence of his claim, I'm saying you're a pedophile, right, River? That's what my claim is. And I can give specific instances of why you're a pedophile. Because you come into my chat, you get triggered over this flag like all pedophiles do. And then every Republican is a pedophile because you voted for Trump, who's also a pedophile, so you're a pedophile. And then you come into my chat and you're talking about Epstein, so you're a pedophile. You see, that's how you support an argument. The way you support an argument is not saying, River, you're a pedophile. Okay, how am I a pedophile? Well, you tell me, River. Let's turn this around. You tell me how you're the pedophile, River. Although it would actually be honest if I did that and you just confessed everything. Go on, fuck River. I don't think either of us want to fuck River, just for the record.
Counting votes weeks after the election, we have entire nations with huge populations like India that can count their votes in 24 to 40
You're saying it's rigged like the president?
I'm not saying it's rigged. I'm saying it stinks to high heaven, and everybody knows that. Let's remove the appearance of impropriety. Let's have.
Oh, we just saw this, right?
Lost the election because the Republicans.
It requires, as you know, proof of citizenship. Wrong here. And that's a concern. And so far upstream, it is impossible to prove.
Here we go. So diabolical.
Something is wrong here. And that's a concern. We need people to believe in the integrity of our election system. It is critical to maintain a constitutional republic. We're going to keep working to pass the Save America Act because it requires, as you know, proof of citizenship and a photo ID to vote. Those are also 90% plus issues in public opinion, and 70% of Democrats understand that's necessary. We have
Aren't
to
you all just saying that
free and fair
because
elections.
you've lost the election because the Republicans did not win in this race? This is
didn't
why
hear me
you're
say
hearing that?
I'm saying that every leader of all parties should demand election integrity. And if somebody is opposed,
If we wanted election integrity, we would make sure that Republicans didn't vote. Honestly, I'm not even kidding. Every time Republicans vote, they cheat. Every single time. All of them. They are a party of fraudsters, liars, and pedophiles and cheaters. That is the only way that they can ever win. So seriously, sincerely, if you want to have a safe election, make sure Republicans don't vote. That's just how it would be safer. You also wouldn't have terrorists showing up at polling locations with AR-15s trying to scare people away from the polling locations. So there's that too.
opposing that, you should look at their motives. That's what I'm saying.
Like, Manu Raju did a really good job of confronting him. But again, why are we not talking? And same with these other reporters. They're just stenographers. They're not going to cite any of these cases. And these are just the ones I could pull up in a 5-minute Google search, right? But they're not going to pull up these cases. They're going to. So when they post this stuff uncritically, they're just stenographers. They don't actually say a goddamn thing. They're just, see, like Manu Raju right here. To be fair, he posted the video. So he's giving, so he's given context to it. But I just don't support this kind of stenography here. You cannot post this and say there's doubts on the California results. Meanwhile, multiple Republicans have been arrested for voter fraud. You need to have that context. Queer for Palestine like KFC? Do you guys hear the shit that you say? Fucking hell, you know you're fucking weird when even I'm at a loss for words. You understand that, EYL? You're so fucking weird that I have to, like, actually stop and be like, okay, how many lobotomies has this person had, and why is it all of them? Like, what does that mean? Queer for Palestine for KFC? What? That makes no fucking sense. Queer people are in bigger danger here of homegrown terrorism because of MAGA pedophiles like you than they are over in Gaza. And the only danger they would have over in Gaza, the biggest danger rather, is being bombed by Zionist pedophiles in Israel. So here's another factor here. So we get that Republicans are liars, cheaters, and fraudsters because that's all they do. But the other factor here is financial, right? It benefits them to sow these doubts financially, literally, because there have been multiple people on the left that have also been offered, Alejandro Caraballo was, The Onion Queer was, Jordan Ull was. They were offered to do Kalshi and Polymarket posts, and they turned it down. Now, I'm of two minds of this because it's like I don't know the contracts, but I don't know how ironclad they are. But maybe, just maybe, it might be worth taking the money and then making a shitty post that goes nowhere. Or it might be worth taking the money, making the post, and then immediately replying and saying, like, haha, I was just kidding. I got paid for this post. Fuck Polymarket. Fuck Kalshi, right? But it's also possible that, they have a non-disparagement clause in there. They have probably very strict posting guidelines. So maybe that's why people are turning it down, which I get as well. So I would be curious what the legal paperwork is to sign with Kalshi and Polymarket. But that aside, it's a simple fact that Kalshi and Polymarket is paying Republican pedophiles, influencers, to spread fake news about the integrity of the elections. So it's a literal financial benefit to undermine democracy now. There's no flip side of that. There's no one paying. I ain't getting my Soros checks. There's no one paying liberals and Democrats to be pro-democracy. It just doesn't happen because the money is in the billionaire pedophile class, which benefits them to undermine elections. Because if no faith in the elections, people won't turn out. It'll depress turnout, right? And you'll feel that it's pointless to vote as well because they're just going to cheat anyways. So why have Kalshi and Polymarket been paying election deniers like this January 6er to post about the Los Angeles mayoral race and call its legitimacy into question? Notice the paid partnership badge on the lower left. Paid partnership with Polymarket. Same thing over here. I found 8 posts by Mila Joy that were paid partnership SpawnCon with Polymarket, including several that cast doubt on election integrity in LA. What is Polymarket attempting to accomplish, and can you help me find other political influence paid by Polymarket or Kalshi? So Mila Joy, paid partnership. 2028 race is starting to take shape in Polymarket, and Rubio is making his move, hitting a new all-time high as donors prefer him over J.D. Vance. Put this on your radar. Jesus Christ. I thought the bracket was thin for the Democratic politicians here in California for governor and mayor, but god damn, the bench is non-existent for Republicans. Same thing here. Polymarket bullshit. Polymarket bullshit. Polymarket bullshit. This is all to benefit, and again, this comes to benefit the Republican pedophile party. So, who is Mila Joy, by the way? Follow me for breaking news, DM me with tips. Yeah, so she's just a psychopath. And this is why I actually think maybe it is worth some Democrats taking the checks. Make the bank. We need money on our side, and if you are getting money, that will free up your finances to hopefully spread your message further. It's a tough thing, but that's a conversation we got to have. I mean, we can't just sit here and get absolutely financially dumped on by the likes of Elon Musk, you know, the dude crying at 6 a.m. on Christmas Day to go to Epstein's Island. After I called out Stella for trying to spin a misleading fraud narrative by posting photos of Detroit in 2020 and claiming it was LA in 2026, she blocked me but kept the disinformation online. Like I said, these people are liars. Like, even if you didn't believe anything else that I said, this is clearly, factually a lie. So when called out, the responsible thing to do, if you actually cared about the issue in question, if you actually cared about election integrity, if you actually cared about democracy, the responsible thing would be to take the post down. As you can see, she did not. Because these people don't believe in any of it. They're just cashing the checks, going home. They're laughing all the way to the bank, while then these MAGA losers like these fucks in my chat will be the ones to sit here and piss and moan about me, about a flag, but then you guys don't give a shit that you're literally getting robbed by the billionaire class. So I think that pedophile River left, and who's that other guy, Mark something? Where's this loser? Mark Mills, yeah, they all left. But it's like, you're not getting anything. This does not benefit you financially at all. You're not going to get these kind of offers. But you know what is going to happen? You're going to have to pay more in taxes. Those are going up. You're going to have to pay more for gas, for meat. All that's going up, but your fucking income is not. It is static. It is flatter than the fucking earth. I'm kidding. It's not flat. That's a joke, TikTok. Don't ban me. So, you get nothing. What's up, Maddie? All these MAGA pedophiles in my chat whining, they get absolutely nothing except their own sense of, like, self-worth. And if your self-worth is derived of dragging me for having this flag, rather than you improving your financial situation, you are cattle. You are being led directly to the slaughterhouse. And honestly, the sooner the better. Because, my God, we need less fucking mouth breathers to pollute the air. So then we also have stuff like this. This is an AI video of James Tallarico. So they're trying to transvestigate James Tallarico, who is obviously not trans. It's the dumbest fucking thing ever.
In white dresses with blue satin sashes, girls dust with hormones till they grow mustaches, changing the gender of all your offspring. These are a few of my favorite things.
Okay, am I wrong, or is it kind of a bop? Right?
Boys in white dresses with blue satin sashes, girls dust with hormones till they grow mustaches, changing the gender of all your offspring. These are a few of my favorite things. Boys in white dresses.
It's kind of catchy. It's not exactly 1877 Cars for kids, but, you know, it's got a little bit of Music Man in it. So, like, but they're doing this, and keep in mind, while they're making this transvestigation bullshit about James Tallarico, you know what is also happening? Brandon Abbott, 44, of Morgantown, Indiana, who shared pro-Trump memes and posted that liberalism is a mental disorder, has been sentenced to 40 years in prison and lifetime sex offender registration after being convicted to 2 counts of child molesting, a level 1 felony. Fawn Sis says, hey, I'm from Germany. We got similar problems with this people and our governor. Yeah, I've been reading about some stuff in Germany. You guys got... you guys are getting flashbacks of Nam, ain't you, over there? Flashbacks of the 40s. Flashbacks of the Soviets. The dumbest thing is that by setting him up as Maria from The Sound of Music means that the Republicans, the oppositional party, have now set themselves up to be the Nazi party. Yeah, I think they honestly, I know Republicans are dumb, but I think they're probably aware of that, and that's actually why they went to it. I think that's why they knew this storyline so well, and that's why they knew this song so well, because that's the oppositional party in The Sound of Music, right? But again, while they're doing all this transvestigating shit, Republicans are getting arrested for pedophilia. Look, Republican Chief of Staff has been arrested for sex trafficking and child exploitation. Alaska lawmakers Chief of Staff arrested on sex trafficking and child exploitation charges. Why do they always look exactly what you would expect? You know? A double dog whistle? Yeah. It's like 2 negatives, but it's actually 2 positives, so it's just going to double it up. That was very stupid of me to say. Of course it just doubles it up. A legislator's chief of staff was arrested in Juneau on Friday on federal charges of sex trafficking, child exploitation, enticement, coercion, and creating child sex abuse material. I'm glad that this article accurately described it as this and not child porn. Craig Scott Valdez, 36, was chief of staff to Sutton Republican Senator George Rosher since November and worked in Rosher's office since 2021, according to a government staffing website, Legistorm. Rosher was not immediately available for comment Friday. If this had been a Democrat, every single Republican in Congress would have been posting about this. This would have been the leading story on Fox Fake News. And why do they always look like this? He looks like Jared Fogle met Cartman. He looks like Jared Fogle ate Cartman. Again, we need Democrats to start fighting back. And if you're not bringing attention to these issues, because right now there's this huge discourse that people, whether or not they believe it, they're going to be like, yeah, I heard Democrats are maybe in the Epstein files and, you know, maybe a couple of them are pedophiles, but there's absolutely no pushback to simply counter that Trump was Epstein's best friend for over a decade. He's in the Epstein files 1 million times more than anyone else, and Republicans continue to get arrested for child sex abuse material. You know that one in Kansas? What's the name in Kansas? Let me see if I can look it up real quick. That sounds familiar. Do you know the name? Let's see if I can find it real quick. Oh, you actually got it? Okay, hang on. Oh, okay, yeah, the Young Republicans. Yeah, I'm familiar with that one. Yeah, it's the Young Republicans in Kansas. There's also one in New York, and there was one in Florida. All of them outed as Nazi lovers in their group chats. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Oops. I really got to find a better way to do this. Okay, there we go. So, again, so while these Republican creeps are in my chat, getting rage baited and rickrolled by me, a daily reminder, if Bernie's Social Security bill was enacted in 2021, Elon Musk would have paid $2.9 billion more in taxes. He'd still be a billionaire, by the way. Social Security would be solvent for 75 years. Benefits would be expanded by 2,400, and 91% of Americans would pay 0 more in taxes. This is what you could have, Republicans. This is what you could have if you just let go of the hate. Come on. let's have a Luke Skywalker Darth Vader moment here, right? I can see there's good in you. Just let go of your hate. You can let go, Republicans. You can stop being pissy about a fucking flag made for people who just want to exist in society. And you can start getting pissed that the billionaires are taking away your ability to retire when you're old and decrepit. And you still have no one to take care of you because you're an incel. And as much as you love to talk about single cat ladies not having anyone to take care of them when they're old, you're the ones that's going to have no one. Because the single cat ladies are nice people that are actually going to have friends and family that still care for them. You will be decrepit, loser, fucking, neckbeard, balding incels, and you'll be dying of cancer with no fucking health care because you supported Trump when you could get this. You could have a retirement. Wake the fuck up, Maga. So speaking of pedophiles, Trump was found asleep at Madison Square Garden during the game. He's 100% asleep. Asleep. Sleepy Don. Sleepy Don strikes again. I had to rest my eyes. It was a long, long flight from D.C. Long ways. In luxury on Air Force One, which many people don't get to experience, but I was there. I got on luxury Air Force One. Had a nice bed, but I didn't want it because I had to stay up. I had to stay up and I had to tweet. And I was up all night tweeting. So I got to the basketball game, and I'm going to tell you, it was boring. It was kind of boring. Snooze fest. More boring than a Joe Biden speech. Okay, it just was. So I happened to be there, and I just rested my eyes just for a second, just a fraction of a second. A second. I was not asleep. I was not asleep. All right, that's enough for the politics stuff. Maddie, you might like some of this. Going on to the fun stuff. Here we go.
Swallowed enough microchips and shit them back out again to make a computer.
I've swallowed enough microchips and shit them back out again. There we go. I've swallowed enough microchips and shit them back out again, enough to make a fucking computer.
I reset both dislocated shoulders at the same time.
Well, I make a habit of doing things that people say I can't do. Water ski blindfolded, walk through fire. What's the other one?
Take a piano at a late age.
Well, I make a habit of doing things that people say I can't do. Walk through fire, water ski blindfolded, take a piano at a late age. Oh my God.
Piano at a late age.
That's cool.
At a later age. Mrs. Claus, like Santa Claus's wife.
We have to stop the sale of a nuclear bomb. And they send in someone who looks like Santa Claus's fucking wife. What is that outfit?
You know, if you...
This is super fun. Sorry. First one is I have swallowed enough micro...
I mean, like, Jason Statham is not exactly known for his acting abilities, right? But it does kind of show, it's kind of impressive to see behind the scenes stuff that even someone who's, maybe, not exactly up the bar on acting skills, still being able to do this on the fly. It's not easy. Looks easy, but being able to take all that information in and then give it back out in a specific way, emotion with his character, not easy. Not always easy. And my God, this is so fucking funny. I love seeing clips like this. Trump is so obviously suffering from dementia, 100%. Yeah, I mean, just look at him falling asleep. Just look at him speaking. He doesn't know what he's saying. On the good side, whatever that will mean, but I can see it by your flag in the back. Go on 161? Is this like 67? What is this? What does 161 mean? Just realize he's doing a modified... Oh, he kind of is. He's got a little Michael Caine, doesn't he? Just a little bit of Michael Caine. I swallowed enough microchips and spit them out again to make a computer. It is kind of Michael Caine. You're right. Fon says, I don't know what that means. Oh, wait. I got to do... So this is a new genre that's kind of come up in my reels. I don't even know how to describe it, but it cracks me the fuck up. So it's fun. No, no, I know Michael Caine. I was saying to Fun Sizz, I don't know what 161 means. It's fun to watch these things and then try to ISM Sugar, welcome, and then try to like break it down comedically what makes it so funny. So with this, it's obvious, right? It's just like no sound. Obviously, it's beautiful nature, a cool hummingbird, right? Everything's calm, peaceful. You think, oh, it's going to be a motivational video. Yeah! That's why it's so good. Someone else was saying they didn't know Michael Caine. I don't know. There's Fonsis is in my YouTube chat talking about something else. Okay, this is the last one. So this one, 161 is German for anti-fascism. Got it, got it. That's funny because I normally have my Antifa flag, but it's Pride Month, so I'm using this one instead for the month. So I want to know, like, this has to be a bit. I'm saying this has to be a bit, but then also part of me is watching this like, but they had to coordinate that with the interviewer, and then, like, would they want to give the game away? So I'm like, okay, I want some opinions. Is this real, or is this a bit?
If you could set up the teleport between one place and another, where would that be? Like your bed to Five Guys, or where would you choose?
I'm sorry?
Your teleport, your...
Our bed to Five Guys?
Yeah.
What?
Where, like, for me, I would do my bedroom straight to a Five Guys. That's where I would.
What's a Five Guys?
It's like a burger place.
Oh!
No, not Five Guys.
If you like, well, hey, whatever you're into. I mean, if you're into that, that's cool.
I mean, that's cool.
No judgment.
I mean, that's
no
fun.
judging.
I mean, sounds good. I mean, not that I'm in. I mean, are you asking?
That's the way you roll.
No, because I'm.
Good
listen.
I don't know. Oh yeah, 161 AFA. Nice. I really don't know. Like, he does such a good job of selling it because I don't think I've ever actually seen him act this good in anything. So for him to do this well, especially just watch this moment.
If you could set up the teleport between one place and another, where would that be? Like your bed to Five Guys, or where would you choose?
I'm sorry?
Your teleport, your...
Our bed to Five Guys?
Yeah.
What?
Where, like, for me, I would do my bedroom straight to a Five Guys. That's where I would.
What's a Five Guys?
Yeah, right there. What's a Five Guys? I feel like if this was a bit, it would have been a little bit more on the nose. You know, he would have been a little bit more overt. And Carl Urban too. He's like, what's a Five Guys, right? Like, it's either downplayed enough so fucking well that it comes off as legit, or it actually is legit. And I mean, these guys are professional actors, so who fucking knows, right? They're obviously better than Jason Statham, I think. But it's like,
it's like a burger place.
Oh.
No, not
also their reaction. Oh.
Five Guys.
If you like, well, hey, whatever you're into. I mean, if you're into that, that's cool.
I mean, that's cool.
No judgment.
I mean, that's
no
fun.
judging.
I mean, sounds good. I mean, not that I'm in. I mean, are you asking?
That's the way you roll.
No, because I'm.
Good
listen.
And also Carl Urban, he's like, excuse me? Like, it's so well done.
If you could set up the teleport between one place and another.
He even does like a double blink. He's like the blinking white man meme. Like,
where would that be? Like your bed to Five Guys, or where would you choose?
I'm sorry?
Your teleport.
See right there. He's like,
your...
Our bed to Five Guys?
Yeah.
What?
Where, like, for me, I would do my bedroom straight to a Five Guys. That's where I...
it's so good. Okay, let me see what this is, Maddie. Hold on. Oops.
Tonight is about one very.
Oh yeah.
Tonight is about. And by the way, what you're only doing him when he's got you can only do it with the cigar voice later on. That is not true. I could do the young Michael Caine talking like that, but I could also do the Batman Michael Caine. But you can't do the emotional Michael Caine. His voice. I can do. I can be a lot more emotional. I do not want to bury another Batman. Do you know what I hear?
I do not want to bury another Batman.
He doesn't like people doing impersonations.
He doesn't like people doing impersonations?
He thinks it denigrates his art and his creativity. You are taking the mickey out of me, and I do not like it. I don't like it. It's demeaning, because this evening is supposed to be a celebration of my canon of my work, which includes everything from Alfie to Zulu. I love Zulu. That was a wonderful film. I thought that was Zulu was one of his best films.
There he is. Oh, was he back there the whole time? Hang on, let me see that reveal. I totally was not looking.
Art and his creativity.
You are taking the mickey out of me, and I do not like it.
I don't like it. It's demeaning because this evening is supposed to be a celebration of my canon of my work, which
I've
includes
done-
everything
Alright,
from Alfie to Zulu.
I love Zulu. That was a wonderful film. I thought that was Zulu was one of his best films.
I gotta hear. I hope they talk to him like that.
You're funny men, but you're out of shape. With me, it's a full-time job. Now, behave yourself and watch this.
That's a very good Michael Caine.
Didn't you kill Alf Roberts?
Watch the bloody screen.
Oh, okay.
Good catch, Maddie.
Sorry.
It's a good one. That's funny. All right, that's it for me. I got to get running here. That's good. That's funny shit. All right, pleasure, everyone in chat. Please make sure to sub, follow, all that jazz, whatever else it is. Oh, what's going on here?